Michael Managhan is here to guide you through the steps of developing high quality and innovative web designs that will set you apart from your competition. Michael, welcome to Business Today.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here. Well, help our viewers understand a little bit more about what Managhan Design Solutions is all about.
Well, Todd, it all started back, I've been in the branding and design business now for 26 years. Prior to starting Managhan Design Solutions, I headed up the design departments at CBC TV, CBC News World, TSN, and Discovery Channel. During that time, during my tenure at those broadcasters, I decided to branch out, bring in more non-broadcast work. We started getting into more print and web design. And when we decided to embark on those ventures, we did quite a bit of research, and it became evident that, small business needs a lot of help out there.
Yeah, and I always think about it as, one question thinking about getting help to small business. I mean, you being a small business owner, what really kind of made you jump into this business in particular?
Well, just the need. And we looked out there and thought, a good percentage of small business don't even have websites. And a good chunk of the rest of the percentage, they need a lot of help because their websites just aren't up to par. They try to take the shortcuts. They try to do it on the low economy level. And they're competing. You're competing on the World Wide Web, and you're competing with. There's just so much competition out there that you have to have a professional site. It has to be well structured. It has to have meaningful content. Otherwise, you're not going to make it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things where your competitor is no longer across the street.
No, absolutely. Your neighbors are searching for your business, right? Just by you're typing in Durham and whatever it is that they're looking for. And a lot of times they're looking for just information. A lot of consumers are more savvy now. They're doing all the research on the internet. And if you're not offering the information that they're looking for, then you're not going to be found.
Right, and I mean, what do you think that the most business owners, when they look at a challenge, or what I guess common mistakes do they make when it comes to brand identity or branding themselves?
Well, they don't realize how integral the website is to their brand. They don't realize it's an extension of their brand. They don't realize that. I still get a lot of attitudes that, well, I'm going to get my business going. I'm going to get a logo. I'm going to get a business card out there, and maybe I'll get a flyer going, and I'll work towards building a website. Well, the first thing I tell people when they come in the door is that you need a logo that's going to be attractive, it's going to catch attention, it's going to resonate with people, it's going to communicate with your business. And then you're going to need a business card, and that business card is going to have your website address on it, and that's where people are going to search. They're going to check you out. And that's the first thing they're going to do is check you out and check out your competition and determine whether they're going to shop with you or go somewhere else.
And do you find that, are there really business owners out there still that aren't really looking at getting a website when they start off in their business?
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually astounding. And it's part of what I try to do is educate people in terms they think they just need a flyer or something to get the word out there. A website is, you can get a flyer, an advertisement out there, cost a fortune. Very little, the chances of someone seeing your flyer, seeing your advertisement, can be pretty low. People are just going through a paper, they're not going to see it. And it's a lot of money. For almost as much as you put into an ad, you can build a website and it can look professional. And that's the thing today, is that when you're competing, you're on level playing field with the web.
Right.
Even other mediums, you can't compete.
Companies.
Television, right. Radio, newspaper ads, you can't compete with the big guys out there. It's all with the internet. You can be operating on your basement, but you can look as professional as that big corporation.
It's a huge opportunity for small businesses, isn't it?
It doesn't have to cost a lot. That's
right.
the thing. But get the professionals involved.
And so give me an idea, take our viewers through a bit, how would you typically start, or what's the first steps that you would take in getting somebody to build their brand identity online or to get that website started?
Well, first of all, the brand of the website has to be harmonized with everything else they're doing. It has to have meaningful content. And the first thing I get them working on is let's get the content. Most of the time they come in, they have no content. All they know is someone told them they have to have a website, but they don't have anything to put on it. And then that's a deadly sin, because search engines are only going to find you, and your customers are only going to find you if you have meaningful content to offer on your site. So that's the key is professional. The site has to be well structured. When we build the site, we have to make it so that people can navigate through it with ease, can find what they're looking for quickly. But the first thing they have to do is get that content and get it on the landing page. so often you search on these businesses and you don't even know what they're about. You look on the homepage, you have no idea really what they're about, and people aren't they won't dig any farther.
Right.
There's just too many. They do a search, they come up with thousands of sites. They're going to move on.
Right. And how is that very similar to when somebody comes to the website in some senses, is to have that unique user experience with your product or service? Does that happen as soon as they land on the front page? Is that what you're saying?
Well, first impression, right? You see right away. You go, oh, that looks good. That's interesting. Then the next thing scan through, is this relevant to what I'm looking for?
Right.
Is it going to offer me the information I'm looking for? And you're going to make a decision, probably 30 seconds, whether you want to prod further into that site or you're going to move on. So you have to get that information across. What I tell people, have your mission statement cover all the bases: the who, the what, the where, the why, the how. I mean, who are you? Right away. Who are you? What do you offer? When do you offer it? Why? Why meaning, why are people coming to you? What is your competitive advantage? When do you offer these services? How do you offer these services? How do I pay? Answer those questions right away. And you have to get that you have to communicate that message right away for people.
So what challenges maybe have you faced in the startup that you've kind of overcome as you're an entrepreneur starting your own business as well?
Well, the real challenge for me is just and that's why I'm here now, is to tell the businesses out there is, wake up, you need a website. Absolutely, it needs to be a professional site. It needs to be something that's going to keep people around, going to give them the information they need. A lot of people are searching for information, and they may stumble upon you because you're offering that information. And when they stumble upon you and you're offering that information, they see, oh, yeah, this person's credible, and they look credible. They look, somebody I want to do business with. That's what I always try to communicate, and that's the challenge for me.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point. Michael, thanks very much for sharing with our viewers, obviously, your tips on how to leverage the internet, how to get that website up and running, and to really give that great design and to make your company have that unique user experience on your website. So we look forward to seeing you after the break when we have our Rising Star.